Hello everybody! I am going to show you in this lesson how to erase parts of objects using the erase command. The erase command is a powerful tool which gives you control to selectively erase portions of objects which you don't want in your 3D models. I'm going to demonstrate erase by using it to remove parts of this tube that I have created here. You can see our tube in the viewport on the right. On the left you can see the code where I create our tube, my tube, with an inner radius of 3 as specified by the first parameter, outer radius of 4 as specified by the second parameter, and a height of 2 as specified by the third. The erase command works by first selecting an object that you want to erase part of, then selecting an axis that you want to erase it along, and selecting the values along that axis between which you want to erase the object. It takes 4 parameters. The first parameter is the object that we want to erase part of. The second is the lower limit, and the third is the upper limit of the erasing. These are both numbers, and what they essentially do is tell the erase command to erase all of the object between those 2 points along the axis, which we will then specify in the fourth parameter. For our first example, let's erase the half of our tube which is in the second and third quadrants. This means that we want to erase along the x-axis here from this edge to the center. The lower point is at -4 on the x-axis. The upper point is at 0 on the x-axis. So in order to perform this erasing, we will type in all caps erase my tube -4 to 0 along the x, capital X, axis. This will go along the x-axis from this lower point to this upper point and erase what parts of my tube are there. Let's run our program to see it. Now half of our tube is gone. For our last example of the erase command, I would like to erase half of this remaining half of our tube. Then we will just have a quarter of our tube object left. The half of the tube that I want to erase is down here in the fourth quadrant, and I want to leave this upper first quadrant part intact. This will require me to erase this section of my tube from the point -4 on the y-axis to 0 along the y-axis. So let's type in our code to complete this below our last example of the erase command. We will type in erase my tube from -4 to 0 along the y-axis, and then we'll run our program to see it. Here is our completed quarter tube, which we have created by erasing parts of the tube in the space covered by the -x-axis and the -y-axis. Let's review the erase command before we're done here. It works by selecting an object that we want to erase part of, selecting an axis that we want to erase it along, and then selecting a lower value and an upper value along this axis, which defines what parts of this axis we want to erase our object along. The first parameter tells the command which object to erase part of. The second defines the lower limit along the axis to start erasing on, and the third defines the upper limit of the erasing. Then the fourth uses the all caps letter to define which axis we are erasing along. Remember that though in this example we only performed erases along the x and y axes, you can also do it along the z-axis.